Hello and welcome back, this is Wanadu and today we are trying out the MMORPG Tales of Yore. So this game is still very much in development. I believe it's a solo dev project, which is really impressive given I think they're about 7 months into production. It's super slick and clean, so I'm just clicking through on the welcome book that you get when you first make a character. I did the character creation, wasn't anything too arduous, and we are in this little town that we were wandering around, and I'm gonna explore, talk to some people, and get a sense of the game. I am voicing over afterwards, and this isn't live commentary because I was focusing on reading through everything, so and that just helps me focus on things. So we're going to have a look. We've got a trusty sword. I think we've got some equipment. I didn't realise you start with any equipment. So when I went off to fight the zombies in a moment, I thought I was going barehanded, but I was not. I was actually safe. So we've got a little bit of a tutorial. If you want to play this game yourself, I will put a link in the description. It's free to play. You can play it in any browser. I think they have mobile apps as well. It's got chat. It's very impressive, actually. It's even got, so there's a day-night cycle on the village and the world that I'm in at the minute. So overall, I really enjoyed playing it, and I think I'll probably be playing more. Do let me know if you want me to continue making some videos on it, if that's something you're interested in. I think the game is pretty similar to Steinweld. It's obviously 2D pixelated MMORPG. Which probably is partly why I liked it, but it does have some of its own features. It's got a bit more of a focus on kind of dungeon crawling from what I can tell. So we're heading down, we talked to a few people in the village, and we're heading down to the crypt, which is where I spent the majority of my time, and I actually didn't realise, if you see that zombie I just killed there was a golden zombie, and he dropped 69 gold compared to the normal 10 gold that other zombies drop. So I'm just having a little explore, wander around. So you see the combat fighting as well is just a click and slash, so nothing too complex there, and these guys aren't causing me too much pain or anything like that. So I have health. I can't remember, I think the green is focus. I don't know how to spend that as a kind of resource. And the blue is mana, kind of following the convention. I open this chest here and I get money from it. You see it's open now. I didn't actually notice, which is why I missed the other two. So we've done some fighting, and this is where I realised I actually had items to begin with rather than needing to go get them. So I've explored here, I've taken quite a bit of damage, and you'll see I've got 3 haunches as well. It's a little bit like Minecraft in that you only regenerate health if your hunger is full. So I've just cut back to the town here, and I'm going to do a bit of exploring. Here's a guy called Murph who has a legend, and he wants a beholder's eye, I believe. So I kind of made that my goal of the session, to be able to complete this quest. I figured the beholder kind of is a good thing to aim towards. And here we are checking out the different towns in the village, and this has the weapon shop, and there's a broadsword that does 2 to 5 damage, which I definitely want, and that requires at least 2 fighting. And the skills in this is really cool. As I look at some leather, the more you do the skill, you level it up, but there's a max you can level it, all of your skills up in total. So if you level something up loads, it might stop you from leveling up other stuff to the max as well. So you got quite an interesting payoff, I can imagine, once you get towards the later side of the game. Here I'm just looking at all the different equipment. So we've got better armor, but that sword is what I want, and that's 500 gold. And you'll see in the bottom right, I'm currently only on 270. I did wonder whether I could sell the necklace, golden necklace thing that I had. That also cracked me up. Some of the guys have some very funny dialogue when you click on huh? So checking out the town, greetings, that kind of thing. And this guy is looking for a really good beer, which I wasn't able to find. I did check the barmaid and that keg in the right, innkeeper, sorry. So this is where you get the food. I guess there'll be more of a food thing built out once that is developed a bit more. I decided to buy one just so I had it, but my food hadn't dropped by this point, so I wasn't quite sure how it went. This gold chest is the bank. When you die, you lose all of your items, which I do actually die later on, so that was nice and fun. And so I've headed back to the crypt now, and I'm going into the second layer. So the first one I explored, and there's some ghouls down here rather than just zombies, which are stronger. It's a little bit hard to know how much health you have because there aren't any numbers. You have to just kind of work it out. But 2 hits, they probably got about 4 life. But so exploring around here, they're not doing me too much harm, but I didn't heal up massively. The regeneration, the natural regeneration for your character is very slow. I thought this cauldron down here might have something, but it didn't. So you'll see I am almost dead now, and it's time for me to get out of here. I'm still on the second level, and it's very hard to dodge people, so I try the corn. I think it heals you a little bit, as well as filling up your hunger. My hunger wasn't down at all, but I thought I might as well eat the corn to try and get some health. And here you see some nice MLG dodging. They can still get a hit on you. They don't have to particularly aim. It's not that they're swipers in a certain area. They can still hit you, but if you're fast enough, you can get around them. And I managed to escape without too much issue. So we're back in town, and I've got 502 gold, which was perfect. So now I can buy this sword. I did find the UI on the options like done or buy. I kept finding myself clicking the wrong one, or when you're talking to people, I would accidentally like pick the one that ends the conversation rather than progresses the conversation. So I sold my normal sword, which only gets me 25 gold, but it's better than nothing. And we head outside, and now that we've upgraded our sword, it's time to head back down into the dungeons and see what we can do. So we're back on the level 1, and 2 slices to finish off a zombie is not bad. As I level up my sword, you'll see that was 1. So in the bottom right, I think that's 2.8. It's quite small and pixelated on my screen. 2.9. So the more that I use the sword, the better I'm going to get at the sword skill. But there are other skills that I might also want to level up. So there's magic, obviously, which we do get to. And I think there's throwing, like throwing ninja stars, and bow and arrow as well. So having tried out this sword is pretty neat. This is where I have a little look at. So these are all the different skills that can go up, and you can... So we've used 9.8 of 420 skill points, and you can lock them and you can make them go down. So I think that's how you could build a character specific to what you want. So I'm back out now because I realised that I really don't have the resources, and I try out the potion shop, and he has a offer of spells, but he wants a spider's fang, which I don't have, so I'll have to try and do that quest at a different point. And he's selling this fireball, which is a constant use. So it's kind of like a staff. It's not one time. Which does fire damage, 2 to 6 damage, I believe, which is cool. And here I've bought a health potion just to try it out, and I've put it on my hotbar to try out the hotbar feature, which took me a little second to figure out, but once I did, very useful. And then I head back into the inn, up to Dibbler, is that her name? It's a heal, which costs 50 gold, but to be honest, it's worth it. I'm not quite sure what she was referring to here about Gaffer. Or Kaffa, the lettering is a little bit. Greetings. That'll always get me. I still don't know where his beer is. So now we're down on the 3rd level of the crypt. Apologies, I'm jumping around the video quite a lot. I played this over maybe an hour. I thought I'd just cut it down to give you the highlights, to give you a sense of the game. And I found the Beholder, who scared me, and I decided to run away. I probably needed the stronger armor before I headed down here. My armor's only 1 point each, and there was the leather armor. So I thought I could run away from him and he would de-aggro, but I realised that there's nowhere I can run in this crypt that he won't attack me from. So I strafe him a little bit and head up here. I thought there might be something like a chest or a key or something. This is the bottom level of the crypt now, so I fully explored it, and he does 10 damage to me. And I die there. I click through quite quickly because I was just panicking trying to use my health potion, but it essentially said that when you die you lose all your gold and items that you don't have equipped. But it let me off this first time, which was nice of the game to give you a warning. Unfortunately, I don't heed it. So I head to the right of the village, just have a quick look in the farm, and all he wants is a sandwich, which is easy enough. I know where to get that back in the inn. This farm area I think might be expanded. There's not much here apart from him at the moment. There is more of the map to the north, but I don't explore there much at the minute, so I was just focusing on the crypt, which is kind of the very beginner's area. So this sandwich we can buy for 100 gold. Luckily we have it. I wasted some of my money accidentally. Not when I was recording. I bought an item accidentally from the sword guy, and that was a bit of a shame, but not too bad. I give this guy the food and he gives me 400 gold back. So 300 gold profit is very, very nice. Had a quick look in his house. There wasn't anything particular. That bookshelf, I didn't notice, but I do go to a bookshelf elsewhere where there's like a story in the bookshelf, which is really, really cool. And this is when I realized that these were what chests look like in the game. It took me, I thought they were just kind of crates you couldn't open. So I steal about 30 gold from his shop, and I have enough money to buy the leather. You click on it twice rather than buying the buy button as well. You can do both, and that's a nice little upgrade. And it looks pretty cool once I've got it on. So then I am just seeing if I can sell my other armor, which I can't. But that doesn't bother me because I think I die and lose it all at some point anyway. Now I go check out Yore. Greetings! Have a little look up here. This is where I'm just checking out what's to the north. There were some bandits, and I think the map, there is a fair bit of content in this game, especially given, as I said, it's only 7 months into development, so it's very impressive how slick the finish is. As far as I know, I wasn't obviously looking for bugs, trying to break the system, but playing it as it was intended to be played, as I steal some more money from this poor guy. Still haven't got his beholder's eye. And this is where I realised that the bookcases you can click on and you get a little story. So this is the Lost Cow, which if you want to read, you can pause the video and go through, or if you want, you can obviously play the game yourself. And all of the bookcases had a different story. So I thought that was a neat little touch. I like the attention to detail. Now that we have our leather armor, I thought I was ready to try and take on this beholder. I figured a good strategy would probably be to kill everything around it first, so that when I'm fighting it I can just 1v1 it rather than be pestered by others. But you'll see when they were doing the damage, they were actually doing 0 damage. This armor was very good. The beholder did 7, 10, lots of damage to me, but luckily I had enough output on my damage to kill him. And we got like 200 gold, and then items, and then also from these 2 chests we got plenty of gold. So you see our gold shot way up. We got chainmail, which gives you 3 armor. I didn't know what that symbol was next to it, but that's actually mana. So the -3, I think it takes 3 mana away from me, which I figured out by going on here, and it can see the mana. So yeah, 30 out of 30. And we got the Eye of Beholder as well, so very cool. And lots of gold, which I was very happy about. And he's come back now. I thought maybe I could take him on again, considering I got loads of gold and I could benefit from it. And you might be able to tell from the way that I am talking that I make a bit of a mistake here. So running around, I figured I had plenty of health potions, I would be fine. I use one of them, which takes me back up to full health. But for some reason, he does a lot more damage to me. I think I do almost get him. Looking at his health, I take a lot of health potions, and yeah, I die. And then something, I think this reminder to set my password and email, which I hadn't done, like makes the screen go back, and I'm not quite sure what happened there. Maybe it was a bug, that bit, but it kind of saves me. But then I get hit by the beholder and I die, and I lost 1400 gold and 5 items, which is a huge shame. But for some reason I didn't lose my Eye of Beholders, so I'm able to go and complete that quest. So all that gold that we got is down the drain. But because I did equip the chainmail, it meant I didn't lose it, so I lost the leather, which I had already bought, but the chainmail was an upgrade anyway, so I wasn't too upset. This is where I forgot where Murph lives. That little house in the bottom left that's just going slightly off screen is a Patreon Warriors Guild, so this guy has a Patreon to help him develop the game. So that's a nice little touch. I don't mind that too much, given that he's working on himself. And the progress that's been made is really good. So we head back up, and I realised that potions are the way to go, but also it's time to buy this fireball. I forgot that I bought it here. So I equip it to try it out, and then we've got some zombies to go blast, just to give the fireball a bit of practice as we finish the video soon, because I did achieve my goal of killing that beholder, even though he then went and killed me. I have gone and killed him again since then to get some gold back, so that I could buy some of the other items. But yeah, this weapon isn't too bad. I have to obviously level up my casting to be able to actually have it as effective for my sword, so that's where the balance comes into play. If I'd level my sword all the way to the top, I presume I couldn't then level casting up. But it's a pretty good ranged weapon, which wasn't, a lot of fun, and it could be better, though I did hear the magic isn't as useful as other skills. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. We killed the beholder. We tried this game out. Do let me know what your thoughts are. Do give it a go as well. As I said, it's free, so there'll be a link in the description. And this is the area I'll potentially explore in a future video. But thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.